Barry, I might just duck into the shell shop and grab a couple of things.
Okay. Oh, get us a chocolate bar while you're in there.
Chocolate bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, make it a couple. I'm starving.
Couple. Righto.
Oh, and a paper. And a paper.
Paper too?
Oh, and a drink. Something nice and cold.
Anything else, Barry? Maybe a sock?
Sock? What do I want a sock for?
I feel like I'm turning into Andrew Denton. There's commercials between the commercials on the show. Will you please welcome Dick Johnson and Barry Sheene? Dick, what a pleasure. Barry, this is where we all get crushed in love.
Oh, this is fun, isn't it?
Make yourselves at home.
Whoa! You fell out of the chair.
What can I say?
I hope you appreciate the trouble we've gone to here, Dick. We have race cam here just for you.
Well, actually, this one doesn't go 360 degrees all the time.
Oh, yes, it does. Round we go. There we go. That'll just go round and round. People at home will have an epileptic fit watching this interview. So, Barry,
yes.
Why do they cast you as the stupid one in the ads?
It's always best to be yourself, isn't it?
Oh, Barry, don't be like that.
No, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It's just really nice doing an ad for your dad, really.
Actually, are you surprised at the impact these ads have had? Because they've turned you from motorsport legends into entertainment legends.
Well, it was good for his image anyway, I know that. But actually, they're good fun to do, and we actually just did one today.
Really?
Mm.
They're a good laugh because basically the agency says, right, this is the script.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of use having a script because I never remember it. He doesn't remember it.
We change it all the time.
It's quite funny, you know, you get like sort of a couple of minutes to do this thing.
Yeah.
And then we get after, you get a big long bit of dialogue, get all the way through the long bit, and you think, and he has to say like, Barry, and then he gets to, so I get all my big dialogue out of the way and he says, what was it? and then he gets a long bit. It's a good laugh.
But it's funny because when Barry's there, you don't need a director, you don't need a producer, you don't need a cameraman. He does it all.
Really?
Yeah,
Bit of a control freak,
unbelievably talented.
And is Dick a patsy? Is he just easy to push around, Barry?
No, not at all. You know, he was talking this afternoon. He was going, right, come on, let's get this done then. Let's get this done. And where's the clapperboard? And
well, you've got to do everything for these guys because they're trying to charge a fortune to do all these things.
Yeah, right.
Like...
Now, I have to ask this question. Bike racing or car racing, which is the real motorsport?
Bike racing, absolutely.
Oh, he was in quickly there.
Well,
First off the grid, Dick.
Well, it's true. I mean, you
where do all the bike races end up? Tell me. In four wheels, like sensible people.
What are you saying? Who's the real?
Well, have a look at him.
The bike racers. Look, that was coming through that book. That was coming through that bloody door that did that.
No, that's true. That you
it
lost
wasn't
that...
from picking his nose either.
If it was, it's still up there.
It's always a good opening line. Would you like to have a look at my stump, dear?
No, it's not, Barry. Let me tell you. You lost.
It probably is, actually.
You lost that bike racing, did you?
Yes, I did. I crashed and the handlebar sort of crushed my knuckle on the ground and they tried to sort of put it together again.
Yeah.
And they stuck a big stainless steel pin down there.
Yeah.
And then I was racing and the pin sort of slid out, so I hygienically pushed it back.
Yeah.
Stuck a load of crud in with it.
Yeah.
Muck or whatever you call it. And then the next morning I got up and it was big red and throbbing.
Yes.
And,
my
finger hurt as well. Yeah, my finger really hurt.
This sounds like a letter to Forum at the moment.
I never get a reply from them.
No, not surprised. That's a very macho story, Dick. You can't really match that. I mean,
Exactly. I'm you know, I got everything that works.
When are you going to get out? When are you going to get out from behind all that woozy metal and feel the wind on your face and hop on a bike?
On a bike?
Yeah.
I've been on one of them and I didn't like it, so that's why I'm in a car.
Why not?
Because if you fall, if you hurt yourself like you did.
Well, look, hang on a minute.
I'm allergic to two things, penicillin and pain.
Well, the two often go together, actually. The thing is, though, Dick, I mean, it's not as if you've got away scot-free either. Dick is well known for his commentary in racing, and we have here some very special commentary from a NASCAR race Dick did in America.
I can imagine what
and this is a very good description of Dick behind the wheel.
Oh, thanks.
Dick Johnson, his car has gotten off of the tire wall and now is back on the race course. He is the reason for this full course yellow that we are under at the moment. The car ran off the course as he got in some oil. Here it is, and here's how it sounded.
Oh, I'll have to come in, you can have a look.
I can... Actually, I don't know how much time you got, Andrew, but there's a very short story that I should tell you about that very race.
Yes.
They never tell you over there when they've got the TV on, see, which was a bit of a problem. And there's
Well, you
this
shouldn't
guy...
be watching TV while you're driving anyway. I mean, that's why you have accidents, Dick.
And there's this guy over there who was a legend in his own bathwater. It was Richard Petty, you know. He is an absolute legend, and he T-boned me because when I was passing him, he ran into me, and I rang up the pits and I said, "Did you see what that prick did to me? He ran into me." And I didn't know, but I'd called Richard Petty a prick over television. National television. And it took me about 6 meetings after that to convince him that a prick in Australia was a term of endearment.
And the horrible thing is you've just done it all again on race cam. You're going to have to spend another 6 weeks explaining. What I thought you were saying there when you crashed was, fundamental engine problems. That's how it sounded to me.
It was very fundamental, I can tell you.
Barry, the shame of bike racing is, of course, we can't have that kind of race cam. If we could have heard you commentating, what would we have heard when you were out there?
Well, that's a real shame, actually. They've tried loads of times, especially in America, you know, to sort of put a speaker on you when you're racing.
Yeah.
You can shout at the top of your voice and you can't hear it. And one time in the States, I did loads of laps at Daytona, and I had this big sort of recorder thing. You know, it wasn't as technical as Channel 7. In the big tape recorder stuck to my ribs.
Well, you would look bloody stupid with that on your bike.
And we were going around the banking, and they kept trying this thing. So at the end of the day, I said, "Look, bugger this thing. It just doesn't work, you know." So I took it off, took the thing out, and I did 2 laps after, and I had a tyre blowout, 170 odd mile an hour, and I landed right where that thing was.
Right.
And if I'd have landed on that, I would have ended up. That would have ended up being what's down there?
What?
Whatever's in there.
Your
would have
little
been
finger,
there.
the rest of it is down to the... And you would have ruined the equipment, which would have been much
Yes,
worse.
quite right.
Is it a speed that you guys are addicted to? Is that...
No, I don't think so. It's just, it's like anything else, you know. I start off...
yourself.
Well, maybe you are addicted to speed, you know. It's just enjoyable to do, you know. I started racing bikes just as a fun thing, then all of a sudden I was earning my living at it, and I thought, well, great, you know, it's better than working.
What about...
Well, I tell you, you mightn't work on a bike, but you sure work in a car.
Oh, here we go.
Do me a favour, you sit there like this. I mean, what about us? We've got 500 cubic
He lies
centimetres
down.
throbbing between our legs that you have to control.
Well, I tell you, if that's the way you get your thrills, you can have your thrills.
Yeah, who would do more work in a lap? Come on, honestly. Why? How many gear changes would you do in a lap?
Oh, 7,000 or 8,000.
But they do... they do it with their...
Get out of that one, yeah.
And Dick, how many would you do?
Depends on the lap.
Oh,
you
you're
know,
being
like 7,000 or 8,000 for him, but
Yeah.
you know, ours are a little more automated than that. We only do about 30, I suppose.
That's what I was saying, you don't work as hard.
Oh dear, look, I think the jury is still out. We can see now that these commercials are actually just real life chopped into 30-second pieces. Will you please thank Barry Sheene and Dick Johnson?